You are enemies of Japan. You will be treated accordingly.
Welcome, sort of.
We have an Olympic athlete in all count. Look at me. You're nothing.
Our next movie, our next movie is a big one.
Uh-oh.
You want to talk about Hollywood epic movies, man. Got an epic period piece right here.
Yeah?
Yeah, you know what? I'm proud of my girl Angelina Jolie, man. I'm proud of her. Everybody said, "Oh, sweetheart, you just another pretty face." Oh, finally when she married Brad Pitt, it's like, "Oh, you that girl that married that pretty."
You just stole him away from his wife.
Oh, you homebreaker. Oh, you Brad Pitt's chick. You know.
And they got Sony talking shit about it.
And now they got Sony talking about it. She ain't nothing but a talentless brat. Well, I'm proud of my girl out there because she said, "You know what? Fuck all y'all.
Right.
I'm gonna show y'all what I'm about." And I always said, for women and certain groups of people in Hollywood, there's more power behind the camera than there is in front. And I always thought Angelina Jolie was a smart girl. And this is not her first movie that she's directed.
No, it is not.
I'm talking about the movie Unbroken right here. She directed some movies before, at least a movie before, something small. But with this one, I think she finally convinced people, all right, I got the skills to do this.
Right.
Now give me that money. And the money really does show in this film right here. One of the reasons why the money shows in this is because this is a World War II epic right here. Now, this is about Louis Zamperini. He was a young Weisenheimer as a kid. You know, always in trouble.
Always in trouble.
Always in trouble.
Well, you know, the child of Italian immigrants, and the Italians were just picked on.
Oh, yeah. Come here, you giddy walk, dago. You know, he was always running. Always running.
Getting his ass beat.
Getting his ass beat. His brother just stopped him and said, "Boy, you always running because either you getting your ass beat or you stole something."
Look, if you're going to run, get on that track right there and make us some money.
yeah. You know, run for something that means something. And he took his brother's advice. Look at him running. Come here, you goddamn Super Mario motherfucker. But he took his brother's advice, ended up being extremely fast, and became a USA Olympic athlete. Now, for most people, Martin, that would be the end of the story.
Yeah.
You know, Martin would be like, hey, put some drama in there, put a little romance, da-da-da-da-da-da. Movie's done.
Right.
But no, my man, that was just the beginning. That was just the beginning. Because from this point, events became even more incredible as Zamperini would become a World War II hero, enduring more than 2.5 years of physical and mental torture at a Japanese prison camp. Now, this is based on the book by Laurel Hillenbrand, Unbroken, a World War II story of survival, resilience, and Martin, redemption.
Resilience.
Resilience.
Okay.
It's foreign. You don't know it, man. Residence Evil. You see, they got zombies in this movie. Look at that, man. I know Martin would sit up there like, should I say something? Should I just let his ass hang? I don't know.
Often I don't want to, but I was like, well, it changes the whole meaning of what you're saying if you don't pronounce that word correctly.
It changes and it means nothing. If I just let this fucking fool keep going. Even this dude's like, damn, Corey, you can't spell that word? Fuck, man. But, oh, Martin, I heard you talking about this movie.
Did you?
I heard you talking about this movie. Yeah, you really like this movie. It's one of your favorites this year, right?
I wouldn't go that far.
Okay, all right. I thought I heard you talking praise about this. People on this happy Christmas Eve right here, there is no peace in the double toasted house. Martin and I keep disagreeing on
I know.
We are at each other's throats tonight.
I know.
And Martin, I don't know how you're going to feel about this. And it's funny because I feel like I'm becoming the curmudgeon now. We just talked about a movie where I didn't like it as much as Martin did. And with this one, I have to say, let me just say this. Let me be positive. With this film right here, gorgeous, man.
Yeah, it is.
Now, Angelina Jolie, I don't know who our cinematographer is here, but you can tell she definitely had the budget for this, and this is awesome filmmaking. Yeah. I mean, this is, now when you talk about big budget Hollywood movies, this is classic filmmaking right here.
You're right. Classic is the word I would use.
Yeah, it feels
it has that feeling of war movies you watch from years ago.
That's exactly it.
Yeah,
I mean,
from another time.
Even though it's in color, even though it has better effects, it just feels like a war movie that you would see back in the day.
Yeah,
and it's even that way in the storytelling of it too. I mean, this isn't a movie that has to go too far to show you the misery of these people.
Right.
It doesn't go too far to show you the torture or anything like that. It's not overly violent either. I mean, there's some violence in there. Don't get me wrong. You saw this fool get knocked upside the head in this clip right here.
Yeah, it's sometimes you're like, man, this dude just can't win.
Yeah, this dude just can't win.
He might have won the Olympics, but in life, shit ain't working out.
Who is the actor that plays Louis, by the way?
I don't remember.
God damn, I was hoping you would help me out. I'll find a little bit. And it's important to say that because this actor is really good. He has again, goes right down to the actors, have very classic looks to them.
Right.
I would say that my problem with this film, as far as being a classically made Hollywood film, is that it has classic Hollywood beats. And in this day and time, I would say that for this kind of film, it sort of takes the suspense away from me because I can kind of feel where things are going to happen. Now, when we have the early part of the movie, we have the early part where we see where it's a period piece and it's kind of like that. Like that golly gee whiz kind of spirit to it. And we see Zampanini, he's running track and everything. It fits right there.
Right.
I believe it because it's a feel good movie at that point. Now we get to the part of the prison camp. I'm feeling like, all right, it's really hitting me over the head with this message of perseverance and endurance. And not that that's bad, but I never really felt scared or nervous because I just kind of felt like, if I really kind of feel like I'm one step ahead of the emotional parts of this film.
Is that because the title was Unbroken, so you know that he's not going to break?
They will never break him. You should have named it that movie.
Wow.
It should have been called Maybe He'll Be Broken.
Well, shit, man. I mean, you call me un-American. I don't want to make this a night of us disagreeing on everything, but I won't because I agree with you.
I was like, oh, come on, man.
No, man. I agree with you 100% in everything you're saying.
Really?
Yes.
Really? Man, elaborate. I want to hear this.
Well, I mean, it's got a great look to it, and the cinematography and the acting is all point on, and especially the torturer at the camps, that actor who plays the bird, at least that character, the bird, the main one who interrogated and torturer. Man, that guy, you just like, man, fuck you pretty Japanese motherfucker. Because he's a really good-looking guy, but he's evil. Look at me. Bam! Don't look at me. Look at me, goddammit.
Oh, yeah.
Don't look at me. Bam! In the face.
Oh, you know what? And Martin, I don't mean to stop you, but I just happen to have a clip of this guy.
Uh-huh.
And that's another thing about this movie. Now, the guy in this film, the guy who plays the bird, it's a guy named Matsuhiro. The actual person it's based on. This is the real person, Matsuhiro, the bird, Watanabe.
Yeah.
And the guy that plays him is a Japanese rock musician.
You know what? That's the thing. The whole time I'm looking at him, I'm thinking, this guy's a pop star. Just him, looking at him, I'm like, I bet you any amount of money, he's a pop star in Japan.
His name's Miyavi, and he's supposed to be this evil, brutal,
just sadistic
ruler of this prison camp. And I looked at him and I said, now y'all know good and goddamn well this boy is too pretty to play this role.
Yeah.
Here he is right here. Look at these pictures of him. Not only is he pretty, but
he's androgynous.
He's so pretty. He dresses like a woman.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look at this right here. People, for those who are listening, his name is Miyavi. Miyavi.
Right.
He was in a group called Skin. And by the way, when he's not dressed up as a woman, he's still pretty. I saw some other pictures of him when he's a guy. There he is right there, still pretty.
Yeah.
And the thing that ruins it for me in this movie is that I'm looking at him in the film, and I'm like, I'm supposed to hate this guy, no, but I don't know whether I want to beat his ass or I want to fuck him.
I know.
I'm like,
he does have that kind of thing going.
It's like the whole time I'm distracted, like I can never hate this character because I'm like, damn, he looks good.
Yeah.
You will be treated accordingly.
Like he might lean in and kiss you.
I know.
If you just do what he says.
But then he looks over and he's like, he starts looking around.
No, 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 no.
He's like, oh. Hello.
Oh. Decide you want to make eye contact, huh?
Shit.
Right?
He saw me. Get the fuck out the way.
Look at me. Look me in the eye.
What do you do that for? He's like, oh, I'm sorry, my English is bad. I meant, don't look at me now. And now make out with me. I'm looking at this guy the whole time, and look, y'all can say gay all you want to, but damn, I was like,
I know.
That's it. There's no way. When I looked at him, I said, when he's not around, the rest of these soldiers, he's putting on high heels and lipstick, prancing around. This shit is in World War II, and I swear to God, he's in his bunker, looking like this, dressing like this and shit.
Yeah, that's the whole vibe I got from him. Also, not quite that extreme, but still.
No, it was that extreme for me.
But actually, like when we talked about Big Eyes, how that didn't had that TV movie feel to me. This movie does. And it's because what you talk about with those beats. I mean, it's gorgeous. It looks like a real movie. Don't get me wrong. It's just the beats of it, the golly G-ness, the gung ho-ness,
that's what
and
I'm talking
the
about.
prison camp. Yeah, you're right. That whole like not feeling unsafe. Like, yeah, things are shitty now, but it's gonna work out. It's based on a true story.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you know, I hate the people who will run down a movie for what it's not, saying like, man, it should have been this. I find myself doing that. In as much as when it gets to the end.
You got on me about doing that with Big Eyes.
Well, I guess it's more like when it gets to the end of the movie, and it tells you the wrap up of like what happened after where the movie cuts off. Then this and this and this and where this guy ended up. All I kept thinking was like, man, you know, all the stuff that it's just putting in the end credits and telling me what happened, that would have actually been a much more fascinating, complex story to tell.
So did you, and by the way, Jack O'Connell, thank you in the chat for giving me his name. Jack O'Connell's the name of the actor. And the guy, and he's great in the film. Did you want to see him get, there's an epilogue at the end of the movie where they write it out, what it is.
Yeah.
And
I'd heard about this story on the radio.
Yeah.
And the most fascinating part of it to me is that this guy goes back to Japan and reunites with his captors and makes, you know, forgives them and makes friends with them.
Well, I don't want to spoil anything for people out there, but
well, I mean, we already said things work out. You can read about this, but it's like it was a big ceremony. It was a big to do. So I was looking forward to getting to that, and it cuts off before it gets there. And it's kind of like, well, you know, I mean, you know, Olympic hopeful and World War II, and you know, this is great, but we've seen this, but that's something we haven't really seen in a movie. And I was like, that could have been a really great story to tell.
Well, that's the problem with this film, is that, or with not the film. That's the problem with this story.
The story
is that this guy has such a big life, man. You know, it's almost like you need to fuck The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. It's like this guy's life needs to be a 3-part trilogy. You know, because it is fascinating going to the Olympics. It is fascinating being a prisoner of war for 2 years and having to endure having to pretty much just look death in the face and say, I will defeat you.
Yeah.
And that needs to be heard, but this guy's life is fascinating after that. So I don't know what else you could do. I think it's just the fact that, like you said, man, it's a movie with a big budget sheen to it that is kind of like a TV movie script.
Yeah.
And I hate saying that because the movie is not without having some great parts in it. I think, like I said, I didn't have any suspense in this movie, but there was a part in here where it was the center part of the film where they were at sea.
Oh, I know. To me, that's the best part.
Yeah, you want to make anything good, put sharks in it. Put sharks or crocodiles in
crocodiles,
it. Yeah, you know, just put something in water attacking people, because there's a part in this movie where these people have to survive at sea. And you don't know if they're going to eat each other, or if the shark's going to get them first, how are they going to survive? And that's another one of those things. It was like with that movie Wild with Reese Witherspoon. Mm-hmm. How are they going to actually, you know, pull together their wits and their survival skills and actually make it out there in all this water before they get saved, so called?
And you got 3 guys on a raft who's with the program and who's not.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You keep talking that shit. Somebody's gonna have to go. You know? Yeah, we ain't 8 in days either. You know, the best thing we all do is just shut our fucking mouths. But yeah, it's a good movie. Don't get me wrong. It's a good movie, and this movie opens up on Christmas Day. Mm-hmm. So I think that if people actually want to go see this at the theater, and that's what I meant by it's not too violent, not too gory. This is a good movie that people can go see as a family. So for
the most part.
What part would you not say?
Well, I mean, the torture stuff there that could be hard on little kids.
No, they gotta learn, man. They gotta learn.
They gotta learn. Like, this is what happens if Japan comes back and tries to go to war with America.
Yeah,
this could be you, kid.
Yeah, kids, they gotta learn. You want to talk shit? I love this shit. See, keep fucking with me. That's what mama gonna do to you.
I know. The next time the dad's like, boy, come here. Look at me. Look at me when I'm talking to you.
Or you be like, damn, Dad, you pretty. Boy, shut up. But I give it a matinee.
Yeah, I give it a matinee also.
Yeah. Not a bad movie. Not a bad movie.
No,
what it is? One of them grandma movies.
It is. It is.
Or
you got your granddad, maybe he served World War II or Vietnam.
Shit, don't take him to that. No, don't take him to that.
I know, he be yelling out loud.
That bomb start falling.
Fuck them Japs. They did that shit to us for real.
Yeah. Shh. Yeah. Bomb start falling and shit. Everybody go! Grandpa's around. Ah, shit, no, get off me! It's okay. He's on a flashback. Don't let no Asian person be in the thing. Fuck you! Fuck your granddad.
That guy's Korean. What are you doing?
Grandma back there told you we should have seen action this time. Already listen.
You train. You fight harder than those other guys, and you win.
This might be the fastest final lap in Olympic history.
If you can take it, you can make it.